Fantastic turnout. Thank you for coming tonight. I'm glad that this is important to you as well. So as you know, I was a Green Party of Canada candidate in the riding of Calgary Centre in the last election, and I plan to be the candidate in the next election as well. And I was really fortunate to have the support of a very dedicated group of people that make up the Calgary Centre Electoral District Association, as well as the many volunteers who stepped up during the election to help. So as Adrian mentioned, I've been Executive Director at Clean Calgary Association and serving as the chair this year of the Environmental Advisory Committee to the City of Calgary. And that group is comprised of 26 cross-sector organizations, community groups, environmental organizations, education institutions, the private sector, and government. And this really, to me, is in keeping with the philosophy of the Green Party, which is really finding the best solutions to the problems that we have, and that means working with whoever has good ideas and wants to work for that solution as well. And that's what I really believe in. I have a deep concern for the health of life on our planet, and of course that means people. So I was an active member of Amnesty International for quite a few years. You know, of course that organization works to end human rights abuse and to support the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights. It really occurred to me over the years, as I've been working in nonprofit, both environmentally and with human rights, that many of the things that we're working for could actually be dealt with by decision makers, changing some of the laws, regulations, government approaches, and that would save a lot of struggle for a lot of people and would mean that we as volunteers could move on to other issues. And that's really a big reason why I decided to step into the political realm. I grew up here in Calgary. I have done a little bit of traveling, but I always have come back to Calgary. This is my home where I've grown up, gone to school, played sports, worked, and really love living here. And I was very fortunate 2.5 years ago to have a little son, and so my family is living here, enjoying the wonderful Bow River. And being part of the Green Party, in large part, is for my son, and I imagine that a lot of people are very concerned about the future of their families too, and that's why the Green Party makes sense for them. When I was going door to door, in fact, I met a lot of people who are concerned about the well-being of their family, people who are exhausted from working long hours, trying to make ends meet, and it is getting harder for middle-class families to do that, and that's really a driving force for me. I'm really compelled to improve the situation for working-class families. I think that there's a lot that we can do in that area. The Green Party, to me, it's really about the right policies at the right time. We've come a long way down the path of progress and development, and the adoption of stronger policies to protect the environment and social justice are part of an inevitable trend with deep historical roots. Reformation, modern democracy, civil rights, pollution controls, habitat preservation, and the Green Party really is the best provider of these policies. When it comes to a low-carbon economy, which we know we have to move towards, the longer we wait, the more it costs us. The sooner we get on it, the more benefits we'll enjoy. And the Green Party is really behind that. For the advancement of Green Party policies, we owe much to the Green Party of Canada leader, Elizabeth May. I've met Elizabeth on several occasions over the years as she led the Sierra Club of Canada. The first time I met Elizabeth, she was in town for a People on the Planet conference where she led a workshop about how to be an effective activist. She was extremely knowledgeable, articulate, experienced, and very, very funny. She's obviously been through a lot of challenges in her life that she has taken on, and she was there to help us through ours. I saw her again at a Green Communities Canada conference for which she was a keynote speaker along with David Suzuki to an audience packed with people working in the environmental non-profit sector, and she really has a way of galvanizing our efforts and is also very funny. You may be aware Elizabeth May has actually been working with the other parties for many, many years and influencing them with platforms, and sometimes it's very obvious, some of the ones that we see at the election time. So it really demonstrates that the Green Party ensures that issues of social and ecological importance are being discussed at the federal level. And something else that really impressed me about Elizabeth May is that she really listens to her members and her candidates. I've been part of the distribution list for the candidates and see the discussions that go on amongst them. And this is a group of very knowledgeable, outspoken people. And I'm seeing Elizabeth nod there. And it's probably not easy to be a leader of such a vast group of people with knowledge in so many areas. And I really know that Elizabeth is very introspective and listens to her members. And I think that's really critical in a political party, especially for me to be part of one. It is important. So I just want to mention finally about your role, and I guess you've heard it already a couple of times tonight, that you can really play an important role. We often hear the term footprint used to denote environmental impact and damage, and a different concept I'd like to borrow tonight is fingerprint. And by that I mean the positive impact you can have by the choices that you make in your everyday life. That is your fingerprint. And when you stop to think about all the caring, helpful things that you do in your daily life, the thoughtful decisions that you make, your fingerprint is the positive effect and the ripple effect that you have on other people in your community, locally and globally. And when you're thoughtful about your relationships, your lifestyle, your purchases, your health, you're leaving your fingerprint in many, many places. The reason I made a decision to run as a candidate in the last election is that there are other people involved in this movement that are thoughtful, caring, practical people who leave their fingerprints all over the place, and within their families, their professions, and their community work. And that is something that I really, really want to be a part of. It's something I need to ask you to be a part of as well. Volunteers are really critical to successful campaigns. There's so many needs, and then therefore there's so many ways that you can become involved. So we really need volunteers to make our campaign victory a reality. And I really feel that we are poised for a breakthrough. We have amazing support here in Calgary Centre and in Alberta. We're second only to the Yukon in the level of support for a province, 9%, as well as BC is at 9%. We need Green MPs in Ottawa, and it really is likely that we could have a breakthrough here in Calgary, and you can be part of that. So thank you for listening to me tonight. I'm really keen to hear Elizabeth May speak, and I would like to thank Adrian for all the work he's done arranging this evening and for the efforts that people have made in promoting this to bring you all here. So thank you for coming, and of course thank you, Elizabeth May, for being here.